Codam focuses a lot on the idea of diversity, because to me it is the only way to drive real innovation. If you keep only the same population as input, you will always end up with the same kind of innovation afterwards.
If algorithms are written by people who all come from the same background, who all have the same social experiences, then by design they will all have the same biases, and these biases will be reflected in the algorithms they write, and that will have an impact on every and all members of the society.
I think the students at Codam are an interesting bunch of people.
I didn't really know what to expect when I came here. But yeah, I think it's a good mix of different people who have different backgrounds.
Because the school system isn't like a normal school, so that's why I didn't expect like regular programmers.
So you would get some kind of high school dropouts, you'd get some people who are just curious, and some people who were working before and got bored.
Very different people with different backgrounds, and we all work together really well, and I think everyone's very welcoming to each other.
If we can have the most possible diverse crowd as input, then only we can be sure that in the end we will have true innovation here.
I spend a lot of time behind my computer, but definitely not all my time.
I would say I'm behind my computer like 80% of the day.
If I come here, I do like to work a lot, but there's a lot of opportunity to just hang out with people.
Sometimes you help people, sometimes you play. We got a game room, we got Lego.
We're hanging out in the field right in front of the school, playing soccer.
Or yesterday we took a swim because it was nice weather as well.
Some days I do extracurricular activities, like I'm on the art committee, which is very nice, and I think a lot of people are very involved at the life at Codam on its own, so it's not necessarily always behind your computer.
It's sometimes during those times you actually learn the most, or a problem you've been having, suddenly you find a solution just because you take your mind off it for a little while. And it's really nice to be able to, have this environment in which you can relax as well, because I think it's really important as well, yeah.
We often say that we are a coding school, but we're not a school and we're not about coding. And it's true, it's absolutely true.
It's nothing like regular education system. Here we got completely rid of teachers, of classrooms, plannings, and so on. Here we want the students to be really at the heart of the learning process.
You get a project in hand, and you're left to your own devices to figure it out.
If you're stuck with something, you can just ask your peer on your left or on your right, or just Google it, or figure it out together on a whiteboard by drawing your problem out.
When there's something I don't understand, I technically just first Google it. I mean, that's what everyone does, right? But things that I don't understand, someone else might really understand very quickly, and then they'll be stuck in some other stuff.
And I think most of the information we just get by failing. We try a lot and we fail a lot, and then with the help of each other, we eventually figure out how something works.
Instead of having teachers pushing knowledge towards the students, we want them to develop the skills to be able to get that knowledge by themselves, by sorting out information out there on the web or with their peers, so they can get the bit of knowledge necessary to solve the actual problem. And that's one of the beauty of the way it works here. The idea is that beforehand, you know nothing, but then your project is just a tiny bit too difficult, but it's also accessible, so you can actually eventually solve it.
They grow the confidence in themselves, in their abilities, that they can tackle these issues. They learn how to learn, in a word, really, and they learn how to manage anything that will come at them. So that will be with them for the rest of their careers and the rest of their lives.
You don't get information you're not interested at, or you don't get information which you think you should remember, but you won't remember it because you don't have practical application for that information. So you only learn what you need at the moment, and you apply it right away.
In high school, you're in a classroom most of the day listening to a teacher, and here you're actually solving problems every day together with your peers.
The thing about universities or other schools is you get like the same amount of time for every subject, But it could very well be that you just need more time for this subject and less time for that other subject just to completely understand it. And that's the thing you can do here. If you're struggling with something, it doesn't matter if you need more time. It matters if you, in the end, really get it and understand it.
At Codam, we don't get evaluated by teachers. We get evaluated either by the computer and always by other students. And other students have a very different way of looking at your code.
So, like the person who checks your code is gonna test out every sort of possible thing that could go wrong. And then if he finds a failure, you can sort of together look at it and see what's going wrong and learn from it.
You start seeing how other people think. So you may have gone about it one way and you thought this was the best way for it, but when you're getting evaluated, the person is very likely to ask, well, why did you do it this way and not this way?
You have to explain it to them, and by explaining it, you make sure that you understand it the best yourself.
So it's really a good way of understanding your own work better and becoming a better programmer.
The biggest difference in comparison to, I think, a traditional schooling system, like it all depends on yourself. Like you're in charge of everything. So there's nobody who says to you from, well, you have to be here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. But if you be here at Codam at 9 o'clock, it is because you want to and you want to have a productive day. It's all about your own motivation and your own drive to really work hard and study for it.
It is accessible for everyone.
What Codam did for me the most, I think, until now was realizing that working together with other people can be really, really great.
Personally, it made me grow a lot in my confidence in myself.
I think for me, really communication skills, which is kind of odd when you don't think about communication skills in a programming study, but I actually learned to really communicate with people and work together and just show yourself to other people.
I'd set myself a project or a goal, and most of the time I'd get about halfway and then get bored and finish it, leave it to the side and start something else. But Codam has really taught me how to stick it through to the very end.
Here I learned to just ask anything that comes up to my mind, and that's what I also use in life. I just say if something's wrong or if I have a question, I just ask it.
You're working on a project and you just created this new function, and then it was like, yeah, I want to create the next function and the next one. So programming can be quite addictive.
And you have this game-based system. So if you finish a project, you level up. So I think that that keeps me motivated as well. You want to finish a project to level up, and it's just so much fun. So I just want to continue and fix my code until it works.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the process here, the education here, the people here.
In that way, it could be different from like a normal school. I also come here to see the people because they're nice.
Yeah, we're just having a great time.
So there's no motivation needed, basically. I really just enjoy coming here. And that's the only motivation I need. It's just really fun to be here. And when I'm not here, I think, well, I should be here.